Hello everybody. Welcome to the Top Time channel. It would seem that no phenomenon can surprise science now. But nature sometimes works wonders that defy human reason. In this video, we have collected 10 places on the planet that are simply impossible to explain in terms of logic and common sense. 10. Sleepy Kalachi Village. The village is located in Kazakhstan, and since 2013, local residents have been complaining of drowsiness, hallucinations, and memory loss. Men and women of all ages fall asleep under any circumstances, driving, at work, or while walking. Scientists have suggested that these symptoms may be related to radiation poisoning, which arose due to the proximity of the village to the uranium mine. But the results of the tests did not confirm the theory. It turned out that there were no traces of radiation in people's blood at all. By the way, the neighboring village is located even closer to the mine, but the residents there do not know anything about such symptoms. Scientists have not yet found an explanation for this phenomenon, and the government of Kazakhstan has only to recommend that people evacuate. 9. Mysterious circles in Namibia. Scientists still cannot say anything intelligible about the strange phenomenon that occurs in the steppes of Namibia in southern Africa. There are thousands of perfectly smooth circles with a diameter of 3 to 20 meters carved on the grass. Not a blade of grass grows inside them. All attempts to find a reasonable explanation for this have failed miserably. For example, in 2013, one of the scientists suggested that termites could be the cause of the formation of mysterious circles. But after 2 years, an experiment was conducted on the ground, and it became clear that insects had nothing to do with it. 8. Taos hum. Low-frequency humming noise of unknown origin has been haunting Taos residents since the early 1990s. The sound resembles the buzzing of a lawnmower or the sound of a TV that makes noise. People are going crazy from incomprehensible noise, and scientists have been shrugging their shoulders for almost 30 years. 7. Boiling River. The world's only boiling river, the Shanaitan Pishka, flows in the Amazon jungle. The water here is very hot. Its temperature is from 45 to 100 degrees. The animals that get here have no chance of survival, they literally end up being boiled alive. Scientists still cannot explain why there is such a high temperature. The nearest volcano is located 700 kilometers from the river, which means it's definitely not about him. It remains only to assume that the hot spring is to blame for everything, which hits from the very bottom of the river from under the fault line. 6. The Lights of Hessdalen. In the Hessdalen Valley in Norway, locals constantly observe mysterious lights in the sky at night. They dance, change shape, flicker, and then just disappear until the next night. There has been no reasonable explanation for this phenomenon for several decades. According to one theory, it's all about a radioactive lake that releases radon particles, and they are the cause of the fires. Proponents of another theory claim that sulfuric acid, which is contained in the earth, is to blame. But so far none of the theories has found scientific confirmation, so the true causes of the lights in the sky can only be guessed. 5. Muval Cave. Workers in southeastern Romania have found an amazing cave that has been hidden from the light for 5.5 million years. The atmosphere here is very different from Earth's, and scientists have even compared it with the atmosphere of Mars. But that's not all. It turned out that there's a passage in the cave that leads to tunnels with access to a room filled with sulfuric acid. The air here is hot and toxic, but despite this, scientists have discovered more than 30 new species of organisms in the cave. They have managed to adapt to unusual conditions, and you will not find them anywhere else. What is this cave, and how is it formed? Scientists are still at a loss for guesses. 4. Endless thunderstorm. It turns out that a thunderstorm may never stop at all. This is what happens in Venezuela. A thunderstorm always rages over the Catatumbo River. Every day it starts at the same time and ends only after 10 hours. The storm rages every year for 260 days, but so far no one has been able to explain the phenomenon. There are theories according to which the phenomenon is associated with uranium lying in local swamps, but scientists still cannot give an exact explanation. 3. Double Casorzo tree. In Italy, between the cities of Casorzo and Grana, there is a unique cherry tree that grows from another mulberry tree. It would be difficult to call it a phenomenon, but these are two full-fledged trees with a spreading crown, and none of them can be called a parasite tree. Scientists note that this is found in different parts of the planet, but the parasite tree is always weak and fades quickly. No one can explain why things are different in Italy. 2. Floating Island. In the swamps of Argentina, with the help of Google Maps, a strange piece of perfectly round earth was accidentally discovered, which is located inside a reservoir and occupies 4/5 of its area. Scientists did not believe their eyes at first, but when they arrived at the place, it turned out that the lake with the island really exists. So far, science has not been able to explain how the floating island formed, and why it has a perfectly round shape. 1. Devil's Kettle Waterfall. The waterfall is located in the U.S. state of Minnesota. It is divided into two streams, one of which falls into Lake Superior. But the path of the second stream could not be traced. It's like he's dissolving underground. Although, the movement of underground streams can also be tracked, but in this case science is powerless. Scientists have been struggling with the mystery for many years, but so far they have not managed to figure out where the second stream falls. In fact, there are many strange places on our planet, and even more phenomena that are still unknown to mankind. Perhaps someday scientists will find an explanation for all the vagaries of nature, but so far many things remain unexplored. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you in the next issue of Top Time. See you soon.